Actions do speak louder than words. Narcissists use trauma bonding and hoovering. So basically, from the longest relationship I had with the narcissist, which was on and off several years, um, basically I learned that they are trying to, they actually told me like this is how they got me, by negative and positive reinforcement, intermittent rewards. And this is also what trauma bonding is, which basically is that your brain gets addicted to this positive attention, good feelings, followed by bad feelings, followed by good feelings, followed by bad feelings, criticism, followed by joy, appreciation, followed by contempt and ridicule, followed by small scraps of love and affection. It just goes on and on like that. So, realizing that once you have broken up, they have discarded you, or you have discarded them, they will probably come back to you, or you might go back to them, but you have the power to decide that. And maybe like they're going to come back instantly, or maybe they're going to come back when their most recent supply doesn't work out, or she or he goes away, so they are left feeling that they don't have someone to leech off of energetically. um, it's kind of like when vampires, sometimes they suck your blood and go away, they leave you for the shell of the corpse that is left, and sometimes they suck your blood to make you into a vampire as well, so you can become part. And then you also, like in some mythologies, you also suck their blood. So basically you are energetically tied in, so when you break up with them, you're free, right? Perhaps not so much. Perhaps you may be stuck with that energy, with that leeching, parasitic vibe on you. And every time you can get pulled, sucked back in really fast. This person's going to come back at you. They may love bomb you again, just give you a lot of appreciation, validation. When this may be temporary, this may go on for a while. They may use presents. They can give cards, gifts, all these kind of things that they know you want. They're going to try to give you what you want, so you want to go back. And maybe they're going to want to be your friend and convince you that they're not such a bad person. So you're like, okay, maybe they're not. And always remember that actions are what speak louder than words. So that's what I learned out of this relationship that was the longest, that actions really do speak louder than words. Because people can promise you the world, but words don't mean anything. At the end of the day, it's their actions that matter, and their actions show whether what they're saying is actually true or not, whether they are congruent with that, whether what they say they mean and they actually follow through with it, or they make false promises, tell you lies, and then later they don't. So commonly they can say that I'm going to therapy, I've changed so much, I'm willing to do whatever, you were right, and they can actually tell you all the things you told them, so to ask to get you back. But please be careful that this is not really a sure sign that they have changed. They need to show you consistently over longer periods of time that they have, and even then you should be very, very skeptical if you are sure, or you strongly suspect, or you have any inclination that you are dealing with such a person. Often what happens is that our brain consciously does not register what our body already knows, that we are in a toxic situation. That's why we're getting sicker. We're getting sick in every way, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We feel dead. I've talked in other videos about the dark, dense energy which I felt of this most recent narcissist I had close contact with, unfortunately. And they had, like, for me, when I picture that energy, when I felt it, it was like black. So I could see, because I'm an empath, I could see a lot of blackness and this like little sliver of light. And I kind of thought that perhaps it's anxiety, perhaps it's abuse, perhaps it's their past experiences. But eventually I realized that that is narcissism, and because I was in a bad place emotionally, I magnetized these energies because it opened up my portals to my childhood traumas. My portals were open and my defenses were down, much more so than they always usually are now, because I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm much more open and aware about these things. But in that moment, at that place, at that time, it was a bad time, and I got caught up in the emotion and the moment and feeling like maybe this fantasy is real. But of course, like all fantasies, they fall apart when reality strikes, when the clock strikes midnight, and you realize that what you thought you were in was not exactly what you were in. You were just being bamboozled. Your brain was being fried, as was your soul. It was soul rape, and now you have to deal with whatever is left. So focus on yourself, focus on what you can change and control, which is yourself. Do not give them the power to again discard you, walk away, treat you worse, because every time they do that, they're going to treat you worse, because they're going to take revenge for how you have wronged them, how they're the victim, how you are a terrible person in their opinion, in light of what they say. So realize that that is happening, and realize how you can break that cycle, break that pattern. It's all in your control. Get educated, get smart, and do not choose to be ignorant. Do not choose to repeat those cycles for perpetuity, because you will be in perpetual fuckery. You will be stuck in this place for so long that you will not know what is coming. You're going to lose your everything you've built in your life, everything you've had, everything you've been working towards, everything you hold dear to you, your sanity, your friends, your social circle, just your sense of self. You're going to feel like they're going to make you feel so guilty and bad. They're going to tell you that you're lucky to be with them, implying that you don't deserve better love. Of course you deserve better than this person who treats you like absolute crap. So realize when they're hoovering, realize that it's just a tactic, it's not sincere. Actions must be backed with words in general, not just applying to narcissists, applying to people in general. And you can see those inconsistencies. So I'll put a card for that video, which I'm going to make just now, on how you can investigate, go to the source, figure out contradictions, and figure out where to go, whether you're dealing with someone who is doing all these things, most likely. So stay tuned for more. I am Satori Sensei, and I create cosmic flow that flings open the doors of your perception. Catch me again. Any like, any comment, everything is appreciated. Collab with me, I'm totally down. So peace out, lovelies.